What's good, y'all? It's your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with the Fortnite Jazwares figure, CYCLO. This is another Fortnite character, I guess, from the game. Again, I'm not very familiar with Fortnite characters these days. I don't play the game anymore, so I stopped knowing the characters long ago. But again, this was another figure that I thought looked really cool. Definitely caught my attention. I picked him up at Geeky Mama's again that last week when they were having their big sale. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and snag him while I can. Why not? I really do like the design of him. He kind of reminds me of like almost like a tactical, I don't know, Mysterio maybe. Like the whole bubble head going on, the little fishbowl thing he's got going for a head kind of reminds me of Mysterio. Also kind of reminds me a little bit of like Halo. Like I never even really played Halo like that. Like I never had any of the Halo games, but I know how like Master Chief and all those guys look. Something about like I guess his suit design. The kind of like soldier. Not even he's not really dressed like a soldier, but I don't know, something about like the design of his overall suit kind of reminds me of like that whole Halo type of era combined with the aesthetic of the helmet and everything. Kind of reminds me of that. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, this is CYCLO from Fortnite. So another figure by Jazwares. Last review we looked at the Enforcer by Jazwares, which was another Fortnite character. So if you haven't seen that review, be sure to check that out. That will be, the last. This should be the last review just before this one on the channel. So be sure to check that out. Maybe I can put the link in the description for that. And yeah. Oh yeah, before I forget, the Dyer figure that I reviewed recently, I think maybe a couple reviews before that Enforcer review, I meant to mention that Dyer actually comes with a stand, but when I got him at Geeky Mama's, he didn't have a stand with him, so I don't have a stand for him, but normally that figure does come with a figure stand, so I just wanted to put that out there real quick for those of you who may have seen the review and was wondering like where that stand was at, or just didn't know about it. He does come with a figure stand, so just be aware of that. All right, but getting into this review, real quickly, I'll show you the box that he came in. I already unboxed him, of course, because I wanted to save a little bit of time, get through this review nice and quick. But he does have a pretty big box that he comes in. So here is the Fortnite box that he came in, and as you can see, it is quite big. Definitely not collector friendly. It's gonna take up a lot of shelf space if you plan on keeping this box or keeping him in the box. But as you can see, it says 38 points of articulation, which I believe was the same as the Enforcer figure. Same number of articulation points. 5 pieces that come with it. Special feature weapons. Got a nice little picture there of CYCLO on the side, and I really actually do like that picture a lot. Like this whole storm looking, like almost looks like he's got like a sun or something in the middle of his helmet there, and then you've got that whole storm effect kind of swirling around in there. It looks really cool. I like that shot a lot actually, or that concept art. And at the top, again, Legendary Series Brawlers. So there you go, Epic Games. So slide that over a little bit so you guys can see Epic Games in that corner. On the side just says Fortnite. On the back, we've got a bigger picture of CYCLO there and what he comes with. And I like that this one is actually labeled with at least some of his accessories, so we know what they are. So you can see he comes with a guided missile launcher, which is a pretty big piece actually. I'll show you that in a minute. But it's a pretty cool piece, and it actually has a little gimmick. It says right there, really shoots, and it actually does. I tested it out. It shoots the missile out pretty far, which is I think actually a cool gimmick. It's one of those gimmicks that I don't think is like corny or unnecessary. It's actually like a nice little missile launcher, kind of similar to that Mark II Iron Man that I reviewed like way at the beginning of the channel sometime last year. So really cool there. And then we have a double barrel shotgun right here that actually like kind of it says it folds down and flips up. It says right there, barrels open and close, so you can actually flip this first portion of the gun down and then kind of flip it up, click it into place. So that's pretty cool. And then down here we've got some more characters in the wave. I know it's a little dark, sorry about that. I am shooting this a little bit later, like midday, actually like closer to the evening. It's about 6 o'clock, so it's getting around that time. It is getting darker, but I am still using the natural light, so hopefully it carries us through this review. But down here we've got Brutus, Atlantean fish stick. That's kind of funny. Funny looking character and funny name, but let's see if I can scoot that a little bit closer so you guys can see that. Maybe if I tap on my phone and make it a little brighter. Okay, yeah, that helped a little bit. It's pretty dark in here, so let's gotta get this review going. But we've got Scuba Jonesy right there, Kit Shadow, and then we've got, what does that say? Blackheart. We've got Blackheart right there, and Scratch, and then more dropping in soon. So there will be more coming in, I guess, you know, on the line very soon. So there you go. Other side of Fortnite again, nothing really at the top, bunch of legalese, barcodes, and things at the bottom, so not much there. So putting that aside, let's get back into CYCLO, the man of the hour. All right, so here he is, and you know, off top, again, I do really like the design of this guy. I like the aesthetic on him. I think he looks pretty good. Yeah, man, I like the color of like the bronze and things that they use for the kind of like, I guess, armor and like tubing that goes around him. I think that looks pretty good. Like that a whole bunch. I'm trying to get as much light on him as I can. Let's see. Hopefully maybe okay. Because I want you guys to be able to see as much of the details on him as possible. He already is like a kind of you know, darker figure. He's got a lot of dark colors on him, so hopefully the light will be showing most of the details for you guys. But yeah, overall I do really like his aesthetic and design. I think he looks pretty good. And yeah, here's a look at the back of the figure. Pretty good, you know. Definitely like the aesthetic. Nothing overly complicated, but it definitely looks effective. I think it gets the job done. Definitely has enough paint applications, I would say. Being that this came normally at like a $25 price point, and again, I got mine on sale, so you know, probably about like half that price plus tax. But yeah, I think this is you know, worth maybe 25 bucks or more. And then also with, you know, all the accessories that he came with, I would definitely say this is worth the price point that he usually goes for. So yeah, there's a quick little look at CYCLO there, a little 360, and then real quickly we'll take a look at his accessories and get those out the way. So he comes with this like electric prod thing that looks really cool. You got like all this copper tungsten wire kind of spiraled around these two you know, poles or whatever, like metal poles. And then you got like this nice electric effect kind of, you know, crossing in between each of the poles. I think that looks really cool. And freaking CYCLO just took a dive there. Kind of fell into Mayfek's store right there, so I'll pick him up in just a second. But yeah, I think the details on this look pretty good. I like the paint apps. It's got this nice kind of like, almost like a greenish yellowy color for the you know, the handle or the part that he's gonna hold, and this little part that goes up and the little spiral and everything. It's got like a nice little round end on it, like a little ball or something. But yeah, nice little piece there. So he comes with that. He comes with the missile launcher, or the guided missile launcher, as previously mentioned. And you can see right there it has an arrow that kind of shows you, you know, that the you know, obviously which direction the missile is going to be coming out and being fired from. And it actually gets triggered by this little trigger down here. So if you pull this back, it will fire off, and I'll show that off real quickly. So it's a kind of a small piece, but just to give you a little quick demonstration. There you go. So there is the firing of the missile. All right, very simple, very effective, and yeah, it works pretty well. So got some nice paint for this missile launcher. Got the black and everything, looks pretty good. Nothing too much going on here, but you do have a nice size missile launcher for him to use. And then you have his double barrel shotgun, which also looks pretty good. So it's in a very interesting color. You know, I've never seen a shotgun in this color, but then again, this is based off of a video game, so I guess it works. You have like a darker blue for the base of the gun, and then you have like these light blue stripes or whatever going down, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it was actually no, yeah, I'd say that's right because looking at the top of the gun, you can see the darker blue is what takes over, you know, most of the gun. So it looks like it was cast in like a dark blue, and then you have the lighter blue kind of like you know, stickers or whatever stripes that they laid down on top of it. But yeah, not too much going on there. Pretty standard type of paint apps, not too much going on. And you have this part at the front which hinges down for the double barrel action, right? So you can flip that down. I guess, I don't know, click the barrel in there and then flip this part back up and boom. So now you got your shotgun ready to go, right? Double barreled shotgun, as they say. So like, again, I'm not a very big gun person, so I don't know all of the, you know, technicalities of you know, what you call that, but for all my gun people out there, you know what that is called. And yeah, he's got that going on for the gun. And then he also comes with this little cape piece, which is really cool. And I actually, when I first saw this in the box, I didn't know what it was because all I could really see was, you know, this part up here, and this part was, you know, dark, so it was kind of blending in with the rest of the box. I didn't really know what that piece was, but I was looking on the box, and it looked like, you know, from that concept art that was on the front, it definitely looked like he had like a cape or something on him. And then when I was looking at the figure, I was like, well, I was like, that's interesting. They didn't really give him a cape or anything. So I was like, that's kind of interesting that they decided to not give him a cape. And then I found out that this was the cape. So I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. That's, I guess, one of the extra or one of the accessories that they decided to include. Decided to make this a separate piece so that you can, you know, plug it in, you know, onto him, or, you know, take it out if you so please. But yeah, you do have this kind of tattered cape piece. And as you can see, it's got a peg there so that you can plug it into the back. But yeah, pretty cool little cake piece there. Nice paint apps, you know, some more of that bronze and that orange going inside the circle there and kind of like off at these two pieces. Looks pretty good. I think that's all you need. So let's get back into Mr. CYCLO. All right. So for play and display, we'll start with the head. CYCLO is able to look up that far, which I think is pretty good. You can kind of see, you can definitely see like the hinge in there. It is like it seems like it's a slightly lighter color than the rest of the surrounding plastic, but overall it's pretty much the same color, so it blends in pretty nicely. But yeah, you can see there's a hinge in there, probably a ball or something connecting it at the top, but yeah, you're able to get his head up about that high, which I think is plenty of range. Looking down, you can get him about that far. So here's the front view, but yeah, kind of, he doesn't look down too much farther than than like looking dead on, but you know, you can get about that much. Let's see, any nuance tilting? Yeah, he can kind of lean his head side to side. I actually wasn't expecting him to get that range, but he can kind of tilt just a little bit to each side, so that's cool. From the top of that helmet, and you can kind of rotate around. He does have like these little antenna things that stick off of his suit at the top. So his little gas mask or whatever right here is going to run into that as you start to turn the head. But if you lift it up, you can kind of, I guess, maneuver it past those and spin it all the way around, it seems. Let's see if I can get it to go 360 here. Yeah, I kind of had to knock that antenna out the way. But yeah, you can definitely get the head to go all the way around if you force it. So a 360 spin there. For the arms, let's see, he does have shoulder pads that move up. I just discovered this, so the shoulder pads right here can go up, and you can raise his arm, at least on his left side. You're able to, let's see what's going on here. If I can get it to go up. Seems like it's a little bit stuck here. I'm trying to find that hinge actually. I can see the hinge, but I can't seem to move the arm up. Okay, there we go. Took a little bit of force, so just be careful. Be aware that his, the shoulder joint might be a little stiff. So you don't want to force it. You don't want to grab the arm by the bicep and try to force it up, because if you do that, you might accidentally, snap off the arm from the rest of the shoulder, and that would suck. Because trust me, that's happened to me before with a Captain America figure, and it sucked. But yeah, so definitely don't do that. Try to grab it from the actual shoulder joint where you can see the hinge in there, and push up from there until you get, the rest of the arm coming up with it. So just a little word of advice there. But yeah, once you find a way to get it up, you can get it up about that far, which is better than 90 degrees. So I'll definitely take that. I think that looks good. Coming back down to his sides, you definitely, let's see. You get rotation. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit awkward just because of that shoulder pad in the way, but you can spin his arm all the way around 360 there. You get a bicep swivel in there, which is pretty nice. So you got a cut right there. You have double jointed elbows, so you're able to bend his arm back pretty freaking far. I think that looks good. So nice bend going back, and put a shoulder pad back down. All right, and you can extend back outwards. The hands are on a hinge, so you can rotate the hand 360 all the way around there like that. And then you have a horizontal hinge, so it's gonna hinge again in and out, towards the body, away from the body, not up and down. Not really. You can get a little play up and down, but not really. It's not designed for that. So there is that. And I just noticed, I really do like this, the paint apps inside for the wires, for this kind of like gauntlet piece on his arm. Man, the lighting is not great in here, but hopefully you can make out there's actually like some red and blue kind of wiring going in between this little, gauntlet piece on his arm, like some circuitry. I think that's pretty cool. Nice touch right there. But yeah, so that's for the arms. Let's see, for the torso, we can get him turning about that much. Ooh, okay. I hope I didn't break it. Let's see. So I guess, is this all one piece? I was thinking that, these were two separate pieses. So like this top part of the torso where you can see like the kind of cut, I was thinking this was like a diaphragm joint right here, and this was like a separate piece from the bottom. But as I start to turn it, it seems like they turn together. So maybe it's one piece, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just so tight that they're kind of turning together, but they are two separate pieces, I'm not sure. But he does get rotation at the waist to each side. Yeah, you can see it is a separate piece. So looks like he's got like a diaphragm joint at the top too, so you get a little bit of wiggle room, kind of like, all around the world, each direction. Let's see, you can lean back about that far using that upper diaphragm joint. Goes back about that far, comes forward about that far, not much with only that top joint. But if you use the bottom joint, the hips and everything, you can get him leaning forward that far with his feet still, straight to the ground. And then leaning back, he can go only about that far with the feet still pointing towards the ground. So not a whole lot, but it is what it is, He is a more armored figure, so I guess that makes sense. He's able to kick up about that far, so about a 90 degrees, kick back that far before it runs into the sculpt, so definitely not a lot of range going backwards. He's got double jointed knees that allow him to bend and kick back about that far. So it's all right. It's very basic. Definitely could be a little better. Coming back down here, and then we've got the boots. You have a hinge, so the feet can kick up that much, can go down that much. Okay, and then you have You have ankle swivel in there a little bit of ankle swivel and rocker to each side. And yeah, you can pretty much rotate the foot all the way around like that. So yeah, it does rotate 360 on that little hinge ball peg thing there. Out to the side, let's see. Oh wow, okay. He gets better range than I was expecting for out to the side. So you can actually almost do pretty much the splits. So there you go for that. Got some split action pretty much going for Mr. CYCLO here. So that's cool. At least he's limber, flexible. Coming back down, and then we also do have a what do you call it? Thigh swivel. So we have a thigh cut. So he does get some rotation at the top of the thighs there, as you can hear that creaking as I swivel it. But yeah, it seems like that is majority of his articulation points. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but yeah, at least I remembered out to the side this time, right? So there you go. That seems to be the play and display for Mr. CYCLO here. All right, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We've seen all of his accessories, excuse me. So let me, I'm gonna go ahead and put his cape on just to see what he looks like. Plug it into the back here. See what he looks like when he's got his cape on. Try to push it in as close to the body as possible so it doesn't look awkward. Okay, that's about as close as I can get it. But here he is with his little cape thing on. And you can see it from the back here, how it plugs in pretty nicely. It's not completely flush with you know, the rest of his back, but it looks all right. Here it is from the side. You can see there's like a little bit of space in between there, but not too bad looking, not too bad. And I think that definitely gives him a cool look from the back. That tattered, you know, cape and everything. Looks like, you know, he's he's ready to get down to business, you know. He doesn't mind a little damage. So that's cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and put his little, I think I'm gonna put his little electric staff or prod thing in his hand. See what he looks like with that. If I can, oh yeah, he actually does have, is that on both hands? Okay, yeah, that's something I missed, I forgot to mention. He actually does have articulated fingers again, kind of like the Enforcer. So he is able to kind of curl in his four, you know, main fingers, not the thumb, but the rest of the other four fingers. He's able to hinge, you know, in and out with those fingers so that he can grip his weapon. So that's nice, because I thought I was gonna have to jam this this electric prod into his hand right now, but that makes it much easier. So there we go. There you go. All right, so here he is holding his little electric prod thingy, little staff thing in one hand. He's got his cape on. And yeah, I'm gonna leave the missile launcher out of his other hand just because it's so big. It's gonna be a little bit cumbersome, especially in size comparisons if I were to put that in his hand. So I'm gonna leave him like this for now, but I think this is a good enough look. I like how he looks. Let me get him in the camera here. I like how he looks with this electric prod thing in his hands. I think it's definitely a cool look. And I'm sorry guys, the lighting is kind of bothering me. Oh man, I want to transition to the inside light so bad. Oh, there he goes. But anyways, yeah, I think for size comparisons, I'm gonna turn on the inside lights just so we can get a little bit better of a view, because it is getting dark very quickly here. So I am gonna turn on these inside lights. Hope you guys don't mind. I know it's got a lot brighter in here. But here, let me stand him up again. And he was kind of a tricky one to stand up, I'm not gonna lie. So hopefully I can find a good spot for him to keep his balance here. But at least now you'll be able to see all the details, right? A lot better. So let's see here. Let's see here. Come on, Mr. Cyclo. Stand for me, Holmes. Stand for me. Okay. Yeah, he's definitely a tricky one to stand. Give me just a second here, guys. Just got to get him stable so we can get some size comparisons and call it a day. Okay, there we go. And I'm just noticing right now he seems to have a little bit of paint scuffs, at least on my copy, on his boots right here. He's got like some gray kind of coming through the bronze on these boots of his, but you know, oh well. That tends to happen with figures, you know. There's always some kind of paint scratch somewhere. You're very lucky if you get a figure that doesn't have, you know, any paint mishaps at all. Consider yourself very blessed and fortunate. But yeah, so here is CYCLO with his little staff. All right, and he's a cool looking figure, especially now that I have the lights on and I can see the detail more, you know, through the camera. I think, you know, he is a very, very cool looking figure, and the colors on him are popping a lot more now that I have inside light on him. So I think he looks really good, man. I like the look of this guy for sure. Again, he's about 7-inch scale. You know, he's about like McFarlane type scale, so he is bigger than your average, you know, maybe Marvel Legends or whatever by about 1 inch or so. So yeah, but anyways, let's prove that by doing a couple size comparisons here. So we've got the Ninja Storm Red Ranger from the Ninja Flash line by Bandai. One of the first Ninja Storm lines that came out way back when. On his other side, we've got a Kelzak Fury from the same line. So you can see him surrounded by the two of them. And you can see they're obviously a lot shorter than he is. Yeah, he's got significant height over the two of them. The camera actually makes the Red Ranger and the Kelzak probably look a little bit taller, but you know, he's in real life, CYCLO is quite a bit taller than each of them. He's got a good like inch or so, you know, over them. Because I think each of these guys are about 5.5 inches. So he's 7-inch scale. So like almost like, yeah, like 1.5 inches taller than each of them. Let's see. Let's get him next to the Battle Android Trooper from G.I. Joe. All right, so here he is with the Bat, the G.I. Joe Battle Android Trooper. And you can see they're pretty similar in height. CYCLO is just a little bit taller. So there you go. All right. Let's get him with the Fortnite Dyer figure from Fortnite. The McFarlane Toys, I mean to say, Dyer figure. If I can get him standing. Get him balanced here. Okay, there we go. Here he is with Mr. Dyer. Get him facing the camera just a little bit more so you get a good sense of the two. Okay, there you go. And they're pretty similar in height. Dyer might actually be a little bit shorter if you're talking about like his eye level, but like from the top of his like little, you know, hairs or whatever going off of his head, he's pretty close to CYCLO. CYCLO, I would still say is a little bit taller, but there you go. Let's get him next to Lightning Collection Lunar Force, or Lunar Wolf Wild Force Ranger. And make sure he's standing up straight here, keeping a good balance. There we go. So here he is with Merrick, the Lunar Wolf. And last but not least, we'll get him with the Enforcer on this side. All right, so the Jazwares Enforcer that I just reviewed, and you can see he's obviously a lot smaller than this CYCLO figure. And on the other side, we'll get a Mafex. We've got the Mark. Oh, don't fall, buddy. Damn it. My bad, guys. Hold on. Here we go. Let me get him back up. Back into position here. Okay. All right, CYCLO there. Let's get the Mark 45 Iron Man from Mafex right here on this side. Okay. And there you have it. There is the three of them. All right, and CYCLO falls again, but hopefully you got a sense of the height between the three of them. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's my review on the Jazwares CYCLO from Fortnite. Again, a very, very cool looking figure. He seems like he articulates pretty well. You know, he got some splits in there. Had a lot of good articulation going in the arms. Not quite so much in the legs, but definitely the arms for sure. The articulated fingers, the head sculpt and everything, being able to move around. Yeah, I would say it's a pretty solid figure, man. And he comes with a good amount of accessories as well. Paint apps look very, more than decent, so I like that a whole bunch. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this figure if you can find them. Maybe somewhere out there in the wild, or maybe you can get a discount on him somewhere online. That would be great. But yeah, this definitely a good figure. Would definitely recommend it for your collection, especially if you're into Fortnite characters and you like action figures. This is definitely a pickup, I would say, for you. And if you just like cool looking figures, I would say this is a pickup for you. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this has been your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with the Jazwares Fortnite CYCLO. Appreciate you all for watching. If you're new, please be sure to subscribe. Check out my other videos. Leave a comment down below, and either in this video or any of the videos on my channel. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.